Tell me you love me.
You want me to tell you that I love you on live air?
Are we alive?
Yep.
Oh,
I love you, Shannon.
I love you, Matt.
You're amazing.
I didn't know that was live.
Yep.
Whoops.
It is live. Hey, what's up, guys? We are just tuning in and getting a little lovey-dovey, starting things out. I think it's
It's always
7:02.
good. It's always good to have a
7:03.
positive attitude to start out with, okay?
It is. I agree. So we're gonna give it a moment for
and then
everybody
afterwards
to
we do shots.
kind of tune in. Yeah, there's nothing wrong doing. There's nothing wrong with some lovey-doveyness and doing shots after the fact.
It's always to celebrate.
This is true. So we'll give you guys a moment to tune in, and then we will get things rolling. How does that sound?
Woo!
Shannon?
Woo!
All right.
Woo! Sorry, I just didn't know where to put the woo in there.
I can tell you where to put it. Wherever you want to. Wherever you want to put the woo.
That sounded like
That
it was
sounded
going
a
to
little
start to be
phallic.
like a bad joke.
Yeah. It sounded a little phallic, but that's not what we intended, boys and girls.
Not seeing anybody yet, which is weird.
No, yeah, they're tuning in. Everybody's tuning in.
I
And,
don't got anything.
well, as far as the chat, no one's chimed in shit.
Somebody talk to me. It's the only time I'm allowed to, like, you know, interrupt Matt and be like, woo! Hi. Indigenous! Yay! Oh, he's on vacation and a business trip. Where you at? It takes a while for it to
Yeah, it does. There's definitely a lag.
So, yeah,
Indigenous, what's up, man? Yeah, let us know what the business trip is. If it's screen printing related or what the dizzle. Be interested to know. Business trips can be fun.
Oh,
Although they can be a little bit of
like a business trip.
It depends on what the trip's about.
He's in
But
Tri-Cities,
business-wise.
Washington, and Pendleton, Oregon.
Yeah, Pendleton, Oregon. Cool. Where's that in relation to Portland? I've been to Portland. I got family that used to live up there. I think, yeah, I still have family that lives up there, and they're in the Oregon area, Portland and Northern Cali. So, cool. That's awesome. Visiting tribal casinos for t-shirt business. That's awesome, man.
Oh!
Dude, you got a whole niche going on there that I think is amazing. I think that's really cool.
The West Coast, like that area, I did actually take Native American Studies when I was in college, and they're the ones with the actual totem poles, correct? Indigenous? Like
I'm not even sure what that means.
The West Seacoast area, that was the totem pole area, or am I thinking of a different area? Then I've just forgotten everything because it's been, I don't know,
Been a while.
50 million years since I've been in college.
I had lived in New Mexico, Aztec, New Mexico, not even a few football fields away from the Aztec ruins.
Oh,
that
Washington
was,
and Canada. Never mind.
Yeah, that was when I was in, let's see, I was 12, 6th grade, and that was back in 91. Wait, 91, 92. Yeah, 91, 92, somewhere around there.
You're old.
Not to date myself or anything, but man, that was amazing. I learned some new things, and we could literally dig into the landscape not too far from where the ruins were. There's a river that ran down to the ruins, or I forget which direction it flowed, but it was really cool because we, as kids, we could dig into the terrain and find pottery, arrowheads, and I remember we were on national state, just the park property, and one of their they're one of the state police officers. I don't know what the exact term is at this point, but they saw us and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Digging for pottery," and then they took the pottery away. I was like, "Dude, that's not cool." But however, it went into the right hands. We were kids. We didn't need to have that stuff.
You would have destroyed it so fast.
No, we wouldn't have destroyed it. It's not that we would have destroyed it. Our goal was really to find an entire pot and then um, glue it back together.
I
Although
don't
it
mean on
probably wasn't.
purpose.
It probably wasn't the best way to reconstruct a piece of pottery that's thousands of years old.
Well, so he's going to the Wild Horse Casino and Resort or the Cultural Center. Which one are you aiming for? We need to get on.
Let's see.
And this thing's falling.
Wild Horse Casino and Resort, Friday, or the Cultural Center. Let's see. Man, for me personally, I'm not huge on casinos, although it depends on how. If the Cultural Center depends on how I would say not entertaining wise, but what I took out of it. Otherwise, I want to go to the casino and drink. I want to go have some fun, but also I enjoyed learning stuff like that. So, well, cool, man. Or we're gonna kick this over, so that way you guys can look at my lovely mug here, and
It is lovely.
we'll talk about how everybody's week went. Isn't that right, Shannon?
Woo! Kind of quiet today.
It is. It's the weather. That's what it is. Everybody's busy. Either that or, hey, what's up, everybody? Matt with Mikey Designs here, and Shannon is over there across the room.
Yo!
And we're waiting for more of you guys to tune in. Seems a little quiet today.
Hi, Rod.
However, hey, what's up, Rod? However, we're going to answer, if anybody has any questions, we'll answer your questions, and then we'll talk about some of the topic that we're talking about today is essentially dealing with client mistakes that tend to end up look like, you know, you're the one as the screen printer that needs to be taking the fault, and just kind of how to deal with that, because that comes up often.
Indigenous, yes, I agree. It is quiet in here. What's up with everybody? Did they forget about us?
Is that what he said? Yeah, it's a little quiet today, but you know, there's nothing wrong with that, because we appreciate you, Indigenous. And then let's see who else we got tuning in. I'm looking at a very small screen here, and then Rod. we appreciate you guys tuning. There's other people that are tuning in right now, but it's a little quieter than normal. However, that's not an issue. Even if it's just a couple of you guys, we still enjoy doing our show. We love it. We love it, and we love just putting ourselves out there, even though Shannon's really not putting herself out there as much. She's on safe. the I tell you what, you know what? Shannon's going to get on camera today. I bet you that'll bring some people in.
Full freaking shit.
Hey, Shannon, bring your microphone over here in front of the camera and park yourself right here.
Hi, imagination.
You don't want to get on camera today, Shannon? There goes her hand. I think that's about the aside from the top of her head, that's about that's the most you guys have seen of her. I'm going to say, maybe I shouldn't say it.
No, you shouldn't. If you don't think you should say it, then you probably shouldn't.
Shannon was in a video. She's in a video.
Don't you freaking no! You said you wouldn't. You said you wouldn't.
I'm not going to tell you what video.
No, just no. You're done. You're done.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Imagination or Indigenous wants to know what's our niche.
So our niche, there's a couple of things that our niche is really, and what they are is, so the artwork that we do that is the 6 color spot process. I don't know, we kind of fall into, I would say starting out, our niche has been the autistic. Just there's a center that we work with There's families that have autistic children that do runs yearly. It kind of found me. I wasn't necessarily looking to target autistic children or even adults, where the case may be. Although I must say that it is very gratifying in helping these families out, helping them raise money, helping these centers that have a lot of volunteers, um, just kind of mentoring and teaching autistic children and adults. So that was kind of one of the first niches that I fell into by accident, because a friend that I knew at the time worked for an autism center. And they're like, hey, and there goes the phone. But they're like, hey, can you print some shirts for us? And I was like, yeah, sure, not a problem. So printed their shirts, and then that turned into referrals where people asked if we could do custom designs. I posted those designs up on the internet on my website. It's a portfolio piece, and they were kind of superhero designs, and that gained a little traction. It seemed every year a few people would order about 36 shirts of one particular design. I had a handful of designs out there. I would say the most popular ones had been the Batman and Captain America designs. And then also our 6-color spot press, but we do just have a 6-color press, so I mean, it's about as much as we could do, really. Just our capabilities of being able to do that type of work and reproduce the design really well to an extent. I mean, there's times when I'm like, yeah, I do the best I can, but I think every artist criticize themselves. However, that's another niche. And then the dirt track thing. Aside from that, I think we do quite a bit of walks or kind of non-profit type deals where it is helpful to the community. If I know one year had done something for as a friend of a friend that I forget what their child had, but she was born as an infant with a brain disease, and she didn't live for too long, and did shirts for that. There's Spinia bifida, something else we do shirts for. Alzheimer's, we do quite a bit of that type of work, and so we fall into the autism kind of charity type things when it comes to finding a cure for breast cancer or autism or Spinia bifida, and then the 6-color spot process type of things where it's elaborate things.
We just did a breast cancer print today.
We did.
And we had to get on it like really, really fast early in October, because that's when they decide that they want the shirts. And by the time that, they pay and you have to order them, all the pink shirts are gone.
Yeah, it was that was a little bit of a last minute thing. But it seems like a lot of it is kind of nonprofit charity type things. And I'll say one of the reasons I feel blessed in a sense that we're able to help the community out and provide a service, getting shirts in the hands of people that necessarily couldn't afford it going through another screen printer. And I'll say if we were the kind of company that just all we cared about was making profit and growing the company, that things would be a little different. However, it's not always about just making money. I mean, you got to have money to live. You got to have money to grow your business and all that. But there's times when we work some deals for non-profits that are for a good cause. So
also, it's tax deductible. First off, okay. Ink station. Hey, well, I'm just saying.
This
Ink
is true. It
stational
is
high.
deductible.
Yo, Jason. And I'm just saying, like, there are pluses for, like, in more than one aspect of it. It's
Yeah,
a it's
that's
a
true.
good thing to be doing, and
Yeah.
there's a way to benefit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the most selfish thing you can do is be kind to others because it
Right.
benefits you as well. And
I
it's a
agree.
great thing to do for the community, and at the same time, you see, rewards for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Not at all.
You're just keeping it on me so you could drink that.
It doesn't matter because my face is still always up in the
Oh,
camera. I'm
okay.
gonna do
I can't see.
whatever it is I'm
Guys, I
doing.
am so blind and I have lost all my contacts and he stepped on my glasses. So I can't see at all right now. And I honestly, like, my contact prescription is negative 4.75 at the last time we checked. And I am wearing 2 point something something that I may or may not have accidentally stole from his brother's ex-wife. I don't
Well,
know. I'm not sure. But I just know
I'll
it's not my
say that
prescription.
it's not my fault that she left her glasses on the ground. Like who does that? That's
Me when I don't have a desk to put them on.
that's you had a I would say you can put them anywhere else besides on the floor. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you on that one. You
Well, whatever. You
that'd be
stepped on them. I told you where they were. You
that,
stepped on them.
no,
Hey,
you
Jay.
didn't. You
Yes,
just
I
set
did.
them on the floor.
I said,
You
I'm going
can't
to put these right here. Okay.
you can't expect me to wake up in the morning, roll out of bed, and not. I'm gonna put them here right underneath where your feet
That's not where
generally
they
would
were.
go,
They
and
were by my head.
just
Anyways,
don't
let's talk screen printing.
just don't step on them. You know what I mean?
Insational says that this part's touching her because her nephew's autistic.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll say that it really us working with autistic children. It, I, I've enjoyed the kind of gratification of just helping others out when it comes to what we do, making shirts and spreading awareness and being able to help people not get just kind of raked under the table when it comes to how much they're being charged. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've never felt good about just charging a crap ton of money to get shirts to a family in
One of
need
Yeah.
for a good cause. I don't know, and plus I've just always kind of playing with the designs and the puzzle pieces, but not only that, like that's fun designing with all that and all the designs come up with, but also the just seeing a lot of the children and knowing um I'll say the biggest one is I'm not going to say the name of our client. However, they have a huge turnout of volunteers, a lot. I mean, we do hundreds of shirts for them every couple of months, and all I used to just drop them off, and I kind of miss that aspect of it, and seeing all these young men and women helping this cause and teaching these kids and how patient they are. And sometimes I don't care, kid or whatever is going on, if they have autism or whatever the case may be. I mean, kids can be brats. So to be that much more patient with a child that has autism and is a brat, that you just want to kick right in the butt. Like I want to kick our kids in the butt a lot.
Normally you say head.
Yeah, I want to kick them right in the I want to kick them right in the kisser sometimes, but I mean, I don't literally do that. It just sounds funny to say that.
They probably think it was funny anyways.
Yeah, I'm not easy with the kids in the sense that like I like to wrestle around with them and all that. But however, kind of going back to the autism thing, but I don't know. It's cool. I love our kids, and being to help out other kids. Like we have a ride that we're going to do shirts for, which I think I may do a video for, but it's like Jack Skellington. Skellington. By the way, when does that one due?
I have no idea.
We need to check on that because I think
we
need
to
that
check
ASAP.
on the other the pet one too.
Yeah, we need to check on that. I don't think that one's in any rush. However, it looks really cool. It's a 6-color spot process, and so that kind of falls hand in hand with what we do. So, yeah, man, I don't know. We just fallen into that niche. Never thought I would, but
It's
I'm
a
grateful that I
niche.
have. Yeah, it definitely is. Enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. So, okay, Shannon, what any other questions or comments that have come up?
First off, Jurassic.
Hey, what's up, Jurassic?
JP, he worked with individuals with autism for over 15 years. They are so touching and amazing. Then they taught him so much. Other than that, I'm telling you, it's quiet tonight. Somebody give us a question, news, comments, concerns.
Yeah, news. A little bit of shop news or Indigenous said he's on a business trip. What are some of you other guys out there doing? I'll say that it's not necessarily shop news, but some of the things we have been doing. We had, for one, this weekend was nice and relaxing. It was nice to actually kind of sleep in.
I slept till 3 every day.
Yeah, well, yeah, this weekend, and I'm like, man, you're gonna be regretting it come Monday. However,
Look at me.
It wasn't that bad because
I'm all perky again.
She's up and going and not dragging. I would generally say that the kids a lot of times just we got a little bit of a break from the kiddos this weekend. Let's just say that. And so one of the Shannon's been working on her art project. We're still talking about. Okay, so we're working on our MailChimp thing a little bit, and then what we've been kicking up is still the automatic thing, trying to figure out the best way to do that without diving into something that we're not ready for. Although I feel like we're ready for it, but we want to take the best approach to it and when to do it.
I'm not gonna lie, after this month and they just watching how grumpy / tired you are all the time, I'm just like, fine, get it. Because at the beginning I'm just like, I'm not sure, and then this month comes along and it's like the busiest we've ever been, and you're just like, I'm tired.
Dude,
F this, F that, slam this, this sucks. Hey, let's get an automatic. Okay.
No, I think you're over exaggerating quite a bit.
Okay, maybe with the ers, but you would like quiet, like silently just going.
Yeah, I hadn't been chatty, like chatting it up while I'm screen printing while she's down at the other end. And the reason is a lot of these jobs have been 4 and 6 color jobs, and it's not that they're a huge amount of shirts. I think one job had 4 colors on the front, 6 colors on the back, 83 shirts. Another job, there's just been a lot of small jobs with a lot of colors. And one of the things I take into consideration is just the fact that it's kind of like, we'll have these 2 jobs done, and we'll start at 11, 12 o'clock. We'll have these 2. Now, I think we even started before that. We started like at 11, 10:30ish, 11. I'm like, we'll have these jobs completed by 4 o'clock. And it wasn't but maybe, it wasn't more than 200 shirts, but there were a lot of colors, front and back and all that. And I'm in the middle of printing it. I'm like lined everything up. I'm going, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather, and I'm just kind of like quiet. And I'm like, if we had an automatic, we would have been done. We would have been finished
Okay,
at
to be fair,
1 o'clock. It would have
you're
literally have taken us about an hour and a half versus 5 hours.
you're under exaggerating you now. The tension, guys, was so thick sometimes you could cut it with a knife, and I'm just like, be very quiet, be very
Dude,
quiet.
yeah, because every single not only am I the person that does the art, that does the film, Panda, luckily we got Panda in here. He's been doing the screens. I've been teaching him how to coat them, and I'm working on teaching him how to screen print. But it's still like a lot on my shoulders to set everything up, ink everything up, register everything, and then to manually print things. And at the end of the day, just not being completely just exhausted. I mean, it's exhausting when we're cranking out on average 1,500 shirts a month. I would say that's 1,500 to 2,000 on the high end. On average, I would say we do about 1,000. And then there's clients that go and drop shirts off on us, even though we love you, Angela, even though, they said, hey, expect this order, but at the same time, dropping them off the day before, 283 shirts with a 3-color print. Drop it off the evening, and then the next day.
Oh, and it's
the shirts
contract
need
pricing.
to be ready. Yeah, and so it's contract pricing. And we really appreciate the work. We really do. Just manually drop it off, and we'll crank this out for you. And then you go through 283 of those where you got to print your underbase, flash it, go and do your 2 top colors. It can be exhausting. So, I mean, who wouldn't be grumpy after a 12, 14-hour days consistently?
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying I was very quiet. Okay, so we've got one announcement and 3 questions. One, which I'm going to answer
Go for
right
it,
now.
Shanny.
Greg Stevenson, what up? And no, that's not the shop gnomes. Would you stop pointing? You're so distracting. No, that's not the shop gnomes pick. He just chose a random model. I am neither blonde nor short haired. And Inksational.
That's exactly what she looks like.
Sure, guys, picture me like that. That's fine.
No, she doesn't. Her hair is she's brunette, it's wavy, and her face looks like if you were to compare it to a celebrity, I would say, Shannon, who would you say? I don't think you look like anyone in particular.
I don't think so. I used to look like Katie Holmes, but that was when I was like 12.
Okay. She does resemble Katie Holmes a little bit. So go for it,
Katie
Shannon.
Holmes. Well, Katie Holmes is so skinny, so I'm allowed to say that without, like them thinking like I'm like this huge melon walking around, waddling around. Anyways, I don't fucking know. Inksational, after 3 weeks of waiting, her palettes came in for her workhorse 6.6.
Oh, sweet.
The press is shipping out on Wednesday. She's
nice.
too excited. And then there's
awesome.
2 questions.
2 questions. Go for it.
Okay, now there's 3 questions. Okay.
You got this? You got it?
Oh, yeah. Jay, what kind of palette do we use to screen print on hats? Is the first one.
Okay. Let me go ahead and answer that real quick. Palette that we use. Okay, so the only hats that we do screen print, which this hat does not have a screen print on it. I didn't feel like screen printing it. I just really enjoy these hats.
He just made me order one with a free shipping order.
Yeah. So really and truly, I might have to do a video on that, but it's really just a regular palette and then a little block that I created about the size of the print that I would do on the hat, and then I took a little piece of wood, and then I just drilled a couple holes down through the little kind of lifted piece. So in other words, there's the piece that the hat would go on. There's a little block underneath it, and then a regular old palette that just wasn't good anymore. And how I would go about actually screen printing the caps is there was that block, and I would put the hat on there, and I would tuck the brim underneath it and fold the foam of the cap over it, and it worked really well. We just don't do enough of it to
I don't think I've
actually
seen us do it.
constitute. Yeah, it's been a while. We probably need to promote it some more. However, probably just need to get a good palette for it. They make some hat hold downs out there and palettes, but just because you need a palette for a specialty thing does not mean you have to go and spend $400 on some sort of specialty palette.
Matt made his for the
I make a
koozies.
lot of them. Just, dude, if you're handy with the saw and you got a little mathematical skills, you can just measure things, just figure something out that'll work. I think Liberty Graphic Designs, he's kind of figured out his own little palette. And it's the same kind of method. Just figure out something that works for you. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars just to print a couple hats you're going to make, $75-$100 off of, depending on how big your order is. I mean, I wouldn't do it. Just grab you a piece of MDF board or whatever. If you got something laying around your house, if you're in the garage, certainly somebody's probably done a project at one time or another.
Well, Jay's saying you should do a video on it.
Oh,
Anyways.
dude, that thing's got so many cobwebs on it. It's crusty too. The thing is,
We haven't used it in years.
Hey, I'll do a video right now.
No! Don't leave me to try to fill the dead air.
Okay.
I'll end up talking about how bad I suck at sports again.
I'm not going to. Okay, so I'll do a little video on it. It probably needs some dusting off, anyways. I don't want to bring some lint and cobwebs and crap up in the shop. But so, what is the next question there?
Jurassic
Shannon?
wants to know the weirdest print we've ever done. Pussy Patrol.
Weirdest print. Okay, well that's
That's
Shannon's,
my vote.
and it was a cat for a bachelor party, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the shirts were pink too. That
The
was a
dog
little
was edited
odd.
out though.
Yeah, there was a
Thankfully.
huge just.
We looked it up online.
It had an erection with balls and
It was really, really awful.
that was erased out of it. I don't want to go too much further into
Lest
detail.
we get rid
I
of
don't want to
our,
get demonetized. But I will say that's a weird one. And then there's an oddities shop that we do work for yearly. I think we do a couple orders a year. Real cool guys, and that some of their designs are. You think about an oddity shop. I mean, it's not too. I think for Shannon, she finds it a little strange.
I prayed a rosary the entire time I was stacking the first set of shirts.
Oh my lord! So I mean, the designs for those, they're little. For me, I don't think they're too strange. I mean, it's like a Ouija board. It's a raven. Another is a anatomical heart with the skull.
Okay, well, the way you're describing it makes it sound less creepy.
Okay, I've got something even weirder. Okay, the weirdest thing that I've printed and did not realize it until I was like in the middle of it, but just because it was like the beginning of my screen printing career, and I had some Google ads up and was getting work all over the country. It was for this place called R&B Leather in Arizona, and they have this online shop, and it's an S&M gay online shop that sells all kinds of just kind of toys for whatever
We're so getting
whatever you want
demonetized.
to do. You know, who am I the judge? However you want to spend your time and spend your money. If you want some leather and whips and candles and crap, buy some T-shirts
God,
that
I
have
hope
some
my mother's not
phrases and
watching.
shit. Go ahead and do what you want to do. I don't care. So there were the different phrases. It was a bear. which meant the hairy, big kind of guy that was hairy. There's an otter. So one of the
What the
shirts said
shit's an
otter.
otter?
It's someone that is hairless and lays on their back, so they're the bottom.
Okay. You know what? We're so
There,
getting
there
demonetized.
was okay. So the weirdest one out of all those T-shirts, and this is when it clicked, and I'm like, holy crap! I've printed about 15 different designs, and this is when it finally clicked in. They wanted yellow T-shirts, like a daisy color T-shirt, and the phrase on it said "piss top."
Ah.
So somebody was into a fetish, and I'll let you use your imagination, so we do not get demonetized.
Okay.
So that was probably
I'm actually blushing.
the
So.
weirdest
All
one.
right. So somebody.
What is your weirdest one? Let us know in the chat
I don't know if I want to.
over that away. I want to know. I want
Okay,
to know. I think it's pretty
somebody was
hilarious.
asking, Greg is asking if we draw a lot of our own artwork.
If we draw, I wouldn't say draw technically. There's certain things that we do draw. Although that's few and far in between. A lot of it is what I would consider just doing layout work. In other words, there may be an image that clients provide, and then here's the text I want to go on there. Here's some of the imagery that I have in mind, and we'll take the artwork and kind of create a composition towards where it looks really cool, and the font, we put gradients and different steps of outlines and everything. There's not a whole lot of drawing, really. There isn't, because we're not that much of, we're a screen printing studio, and we do a lot of graphic design. However, I think when you're actually, it's not that I mean, this is for a fact, when you are a studio that you actually illustrate and draw something by hand, that takes a lot of time, and you charge for creating that art. You charge hourly. You charge your client based on, okay, this is your idea, I'm going to do something by hand. That's more of an art studio type of deal, which I think, I mean, we're a little bit of both. We do the production, we do the art. If someone literally wanted us to do something by hand and from scratch, then we would do it. But a lot of our clients want to keep that cost really low. And so therefore, if we say, okay, this design we estimate's going to take 5 or 6 hours at $50 an hour, and it's like, bam, here it is. And that's not even drawing it up. There's a lot of people that just run away. However, we haven't really pitched a whole lot of, that's more of an illustrator kind of thing, with just screen printing abilities to be able to put that onto a shirt. So a
no
lot of
matter
it's
what.
composition.
Yeah, no matter what, you have to digitize it back anyways.
Right. Which is how I would do it. I mean, I've done plenty of illustrations for screen printing, and in the past when I strictly did graphic design work. However, the clients that I did attract, they knew, like, hey, this guy's a great illustrator. We're going to hire him just to do the illustration work. And I don't know. I really haven't wanted to position us to accept that kind of work. And it's not because I don't like it. I just don't like being behind the computer too long and hand illustrating things too long. I don't know. I know Shannon enjoys illustrating things. It's one of the things she's working on. However, it's just not the direction that I wanted to go in. Even though if that's what I wanted to do, I could. It's just I'm more of every now and then I might get a cool project, do some cool layout, make it look cool, graphically appealing, and then to be able to take that and put it on press and produce the end product is cool. But doing the illustration part of like actually drawing something out, like my style is very cartoony, and I just don't really there's not a whole lot of work that people are like, hey, I like your illustration work and all that. And I'm a great illustrator. I don't know. I kind of like to keep that to myself. I like having that little part of being an artist to myself, and not something I'm going to spread so thin to the point towards where I don't even want to do it anymore. Because eventually, I don't care what field you're in. Like, love what we do. However, if you do it too much, it kind of loses it loses some of the what makes it special sometimes, and you need a break from it.
I'm
Wouldn't you say
one.
so?
Yeah, I am 1/36th done with my personal project, and it's only taken me 10 hours. Woo! And that's just the coloring part. The
Yeah.
drawing took 4 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
So I would say, long story short, with something like that, there's a couple things in my life that I really enjoy doing, and one is artwork, and the other thing is playing music. And if I do too much of one or the other, I'll get burnout, and I'll kind of shift gears to, I'm going to do more art stuff. If I get burnout on that, I'll do more music stuff, which kind of brings me to, I've actually started a YouTube channel where I'm going to teach people how to play guitar. I'm going to do covers and things along those lines. I'm still going to do a lot with screen printing. I just kind of feel like I need another outlet or hobby aside from I mean, I still want to write an original album and all that. However,
He got jealous
this
watching
is
me draw my project.
no, it wasn't that.
I'm teasing.
It wasn't that.
I'm
One of the
teasing.
things, you're right. I, I know you're teasing. However, what I'm getting to is screen printing is a pretty small niche in general when it comes to, I'm going to create these videos and teach people and help everybody out with screen printing. And you go around and you can look at all the screen printers. I mean, there's Ryan at Jonathan at Catspit, Cam over at the Print Life. There's T-shirt Chick. Sorry, T-shirt Chick, if you're listening, you're number one to me, baby. You're number one to me, baby. Love you. Anyways, so there's T-shirt Chick. I don't even know if Ray is good. Ray is. I'm jealous of you, man. All your 25,000 subscribers. Congratulations. You know what? I'm jelly. Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of other people out there. There's Vega 23, or I believe that's what his name is. They're my T-shirt printers. You guys can go and check them out because it's a community. That's what I really like about it. It's a small community with the screen printers, and really anyone that has a YouTube channel that is a screen printer, nobody's really going to break 100,000 subscribers unless for some reason, which I think Ray is the entrepreneur. He might be the first person, but it's not just about screen printing. It's not about teaching you how to screen print. It's not about proper techniques, inks, whatever the case may be. It's how do you make that money?
He just
You know
flashes
what I mean?
bills.
It's like how
so
do you make money?
Stupid.
Which it's stupid, but he's making money by showing people how to make money with side hustles. Which, part of me feels like I'm going to do the same thing and appeal to a broader audience, but I don't know if I'm going to do all that. I mean, I'm going to show how I can help you guys out and help some of you starters out there just really be able to get to the point where we're at. If you're happy with where we're at, then, stick around and subscribe to our channel and watch our videos, because I mean, really, for us to continue to do this, we do need the subscribes, we do need the likes, we need the shares, we need people watching our content. Otherwise, I mean, we could be spending our time focusing on other things, making money, and doing the YouTube thing. Eventually, it turns into something where you can make a little bit of money, but it's more of out of the love of doing and creating and teaching. It's another creative
Matt loves
outlet.
helping people.
I do, and I love being helped as well. So, however, so yeah, I don't even know how I got off on that rant, but um, Shannon, how did I?
I don't know. It went off of 15 different freaking things.
Anyway, so I mean, some of the things that's been going through my mind, been going through our lives in general.
And it's probably the 15th time I've heard all of them this week. Trust me, guys, it's definitely been on his mind. I think he just needed to get it out to somebody other than me.
So if you guys are interested in learning how to screen print and learning how to play guitar, I'll share my new channel here in the future.
Says is suggesting a full channel on teaching Adobe software.
That I have some ideas. I really do. I've got some ideas because I'm thinking about, instead of it being a channel, it being a course that can be bought, because really and truly starting out a new channel specifically just for Adobe, because I feel like what we do, it's really graphic design heavy, and every single one of you guys could benefit from me showing you tips and tricks, or even vice versa. If there's something, if you see me designing something, like I just did a video today recording me design a couple t-shirts for a bachelorette party, which I think is kind of cool. However, to just go and start a channel specifically that's just Adobe, I do think it's a great idea. However, I just kind of feel like I want to show you guys how to apply Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop to what we do, and I could even expand that and help you guys expand your screen printing shop into doing other things like business cards, flyers, and all that, brochures. Because I mean, really, you're printing, right? I mean, why couldn't you branch out into doing business cards or brochures with like one of our, I don't even think Shannon was on the first one, but the first live stream was with Four
Top
Over.
of my head was.
Yeah, I was showing you about Four Over, and that's like a really great source. And really, what you want to do is you want to charge for your time, mark up the printing, maybe X amount of percentage, and then you're making a living doing T-shirts. You can do embroidery, whether you have that in house or not, and then do other graphic design work. I mean, we do it. Just I prefer to do the T-shirt stuff because it's cool. Like we're the ones producing it, and then here's the end product, and it's like, check this out. We made this from start to fucking finish. It's awesome. Versus I'm going to design it and I'm going to send it out, and then they send it back to us, and it's like, okay, well, I didn't print these business cards. I didn't print these brochures. I didn't trim them down with a machine. It's just cool being able to produce that. However, if you're looking for another stream of income, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'll think about that one. Uproar.
Okay,
Yes.
well, Inksational is being cute, and she's just like, I want to start a channel, but I'm super shy. She'd probably just print and do no talking at all. Which I think
Do
is
it.
super cute.
You know that might be your own little angle, because
Everyone needs like their own way
just
to approach it.
just because, and don't get me wrong, the first time, this isn't my first YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel, you can go and Shannon, will you type in the chat what my full name is? You can go look at my other
Full name?
YouTube. Yeah, my full name. There's
Middle
no
name
shame.
included?
There's no shame in the game of
Middle name
displaying my full
included?
name. No, just my first and last name, goofball.
You said full name.
That is my full name. Okay, my first and last name, please. However, sorry. Rawr, I'm gonna bite your head off. Ah, not my middle name. They don't know.
Don't call me a goofball.
They don't need to know that my middle name is Gaylord. It's really not, but you know, kind of like from the. So, but don't be afraid to start your channel. I mean, I didn't talk in my own personal channel. It would just be stuff like I worked on hot rods. I worked on an amplifier that I made for my guitar. I worked on it would just be me hanging out with the kids, or I would be at a concert and I would just toss stuff up. Not that this channel has a lot of views, but it doesn't matter. I'll tell you that one of my videos has almost 250,000 views just because I tossed up a video of a V8 Volkswagen Bug that I had built in the garage, and it was just, I didn't say anything. It was like a minute long, and people just are curious to see a V8 in the front of a classic Volkswagen Bug, and they're like, huh, okay, well, that's pretty interesting. Or me painting the car in the garage, you know? I didn't say anything. It's just me doing the act of. So if that's how you want to start out and maybe talk a little bit, there's nothing wrong with that. And then just get more comfortable being in front of the camera. And eventually, your channel is going to be doing better than mine.
Okay.
Are you getting a little exhausted there, Shannon?
No, I'm just okay. Liberty Graphics wants to know if he can send you one of his shirts.
What's up, Liberty? Yeah, send it to us at
we'll trade you for one.
We'll send you one as well.
And it'll go towards the count.
Email me, Matt at Mikey Designs, MikeyDesigns. You can send it to our just go over to mikeydesigns.com. We have our address on there. Our shipping address is 15120 Lee Road, Suite 609, Humble. That's spelt with an H, almost like humble, but it's pronounced Humble. So HUMBLE, Texas 77396. If you want to send us a t-shirt, we will do the same thing, and we will send you a Shop Gnome t-shirt. And we're going to send this chick to you as well in the mail. That's not Shannon, but I feel like I'm scratching her head.
That's really weird. Stop it.
Why is it weird?
I feel like you're cheating on me in some really weird way.
I'm cheating on you because I'm scratching a girl's head. That's you, Shannon.
No, it's not.
That's you right there.
That's really
Hey,
not.
look.
Anyways, so we have one more question. I guess we'll end it because
Wait, hold
you
on.
have been extrapolating to the point that
no,
we're not even going to get to the topic tonight.
We are. We're going to get to it.
It's 7:57, my darling.
I'm squishing her head. Okay, go ahead with it. All right, so I'm going to read this last comment off. I think I'm annoying Shannon, and I still do want to get to the topic. I just don't feel like that is my bad. We've been just kind of going off, so I'm going to have to retitle this later.
Yep.
Cool, nice. Let's see. The Thriller in Manila. Camus the
Hi, Sherwin. By the way, would you stop? Would you just... Okay.
I'm reading what Rybeats
JP
wrote. JP says ride, JP.
JP, okay, so here's a question. What is the best way to drain emulsion when you're spraying it? EPA solution, don't want to get in trouble. What do you guys recommend?
Okay, way to drain emulsion when you're spraying it. Okay. I mean, you need some sort of filtration system, and then if you're using the proper chemicals to clean it, then as long as you're not like taking chunks of it and just throwing it down the drain, the chemicals that you are using, it properly breaks it down so that way. Um, I'm
Not your fault,
assuming
Jay.
with EPA, we're looking at you're dealing with some sort of city system, and that will make it acceptable for them to recycle the water and everything. I mean, if you have a septic, then I mean it's your own deal. However, a lot of these chemicals they break it down so that way it is drain safe. Be sure to just kind of use some sort of inline filtration system. You can go back and take a look at our video that is our homemade water filtration system. It's somewhat of a 3-step. It goes through an AC filter. Some more of the heavy sediment sinks down to the bottom of a bucket, and then it kind of overflows the cleaner water. I mean, it's not clean water, obviously, and then I mean that's the cleanest. It's essentially how a lot of these filtration systems are. I mean, you have a system that collects the bigger chunks, and then there's a part of it that collects the heavier sediment, whether it just falls down to the bottom of a heavier a department where the heavier stuff can just go and settle, and then the cleaner stuff kind of overspills over it, almost like a dam. I know there's some systems that use a screen meshes, but I mean that's really no different than using a decent AC filter or a micron kind of mesh filter. So, I mean that's about all I got for you. I mean, if someone comes out and actually, if you have a shop and they inspect you, then I mean they're gonna tell you what you need. Otherwise, they'll close you down. So there you have it, Shannon. What you got? Any more questions?
No, Rybates
Question.
is feeling a little bit better, so I'm happy. Hope you're feeling better,
Good man.
Rybates.
Yeah, I've been watching your vlogs, and sorry you haven't been feeling well, dude. From my understanding, the kiddos have been bringing. It's that time of year. Kiddos just start bringing stuff home, and sorry to hear that, dude. Because that sucks. I don't like not feeling well myself. My throat was feeling a little
That's probably because
scratchy
you've been talking
a
so much.
little earlier. Not today. What are you trying to say, Chatty Cathy?
Nothing.
I think Shannon's getting tired. Generally, so the way it goes with Shannon and myself, I may be quite chatty when it comes to this, but as soon as it's like, okay, it's time to lay down, Shannon will be like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect combination.
She loves to talk. I think. Or Shannon, are you starting to crash a little bit?
No,
No.
no.
Is there something you would like to talk about?
It's 8 o'clock. We'll talk about it next week.
No, let's
No,
go ahead and
I don't. No,
no,
it's 8 o'clock.
you done?
It's 8
You're
o'clock.
done.
It's 8
You're done.
o'clock.
You're done. You're done.
Sure.
Really? Really? You know? Sorry, we didn't get to the topic. However, I think the topic's about screen printing.
Yeah.
Most of it, really. So we got off. Myself, I don't know. I feel like the explanations I gave are.
You did a great job, babe.
They are what they are, and
you did a great job.
Some of the reasons we tend not to like really try and putting topics up is good, but I mean, really and truly, what this is about is answering some of y'all's questions, and I could just be like, get a filter for your water filtration. Next question. It wouldn't make really for that entertaining of content or that useful content wise. So, all right. So, sorry, Shannon. Sorry we didn't get
It's
to.
okay.
Sorry we didn't get to the topic that you really wanted to talk about.
I'm so over it.
I'm so sorry. Sorry I didn't get to. We'll talk about it again. Okay, so next time we just need to dive right into it. Take our 30 minutes and then perhaps we'll just answer questions at the end. So it can be like, here's the topic. We'll take questions now. So I think taking questions to begin with kind of sets us up for not really getting around to the topic that we want to talk about. I've noticed that. Because it'll come to like 7:45 and we're like, holy shit, we hadn't talked about the topic yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right, guys. Well, it's been a lot of fun. Shannon, in the meantime, think about how if you got some sort of clever little joke or something you want to...
My jokes are never clever.
Of course they are. They're always clever.
He likes poking. It's like poking the bear. He likes doing this
You're
when he
not a
knows
bear.
I'm annoyed.
It's poking a hissing kitten.
Yeah, that's about as scary as I am.
Anyway,
A
so
hissing
thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're watching this after the fact, we got some more videos. It's either this way or that way. Oh, bam! It's that way. It's on that side. Be sure to check some more of our videos out. And in all seriousness, guys, we do appreciate y'all tuning in and y'all subscribing and liking all of our videos and commenting and whatnot. It's really helping us to grow this channel, and we really appreciate it. And I'm going to leave this with Shannon the Shop Gnome to do some sort of funny joke or some words of wisdom.
I didn't come up with anything. Shit. One of the translations of tampon is plug in French. That's what I've got.
Oh my god.
That's what I told you. I didn't prepare.
Okay, so there you have it. Tampon plug French. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, that's safe.
I hope so. Demonetization.